know why I don't make videos? Because I'm a yoga instructor, not a videographer. A videographer, whatever it's called. I actually am a photographer, but I'm not a videographer. And it really distracts me from teaching yoga when I have to do all of that. So I don't really like doing it, so I don't do it a lot. Here I go. I'm going to try. I don't know why, but here I go. I still need to get my knowledge to the world so that people can appreciate my knowledge. But it's like, I'm not doing it to impress you. I'm not doing handstand back bends all the time. Like, you know, I do a lot on my program, whatever you want to call it, but I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to teach you. And I feel like a lot of teachers teach impressive moves that you go, wow, over, but then everyone's like, oh, but I can't do that. Well, yeah, of course you can't. It takes years of practice to be able to do that. So I don't really do that much because I don't want to discourage people. I want to encourage people. I don't need to inflate my own ego with far out poses so that you all go, wow, you do that so good. Like, that's not what yoga is about. Yoga is actually about being humble and humility and being grounded and doing it for your health, for your own personal reasons, not to show off, not to grow my ego, which is what most yoga is nowadays. It's like a lot of it's just showing off. I don't really care. Hopefully you like it. If you don't, to each their own. So I'm sitting on a block so that my hips are higher than my knees, because otherwise it puts a lot of pressure on the knees. So sit up on a block. Come into a comfortable seated position, and when you feel your seat bones really seating into that block, if you don't have a block, you can sit on a book, something tall that elevates your hips higher than your knees. And then feel the seat bones grounding into that surface, because that is now your ground. And that's what you use to push into to lift up. So it's that opposing force of pushing down that allows you to lift up and really lengthen up out of the spine. So having a nice hard surface underneath you is very helpful. So lift up out of your spine, feeling the crown of your head lengthen towards the sun, towards the ceiling, whatever is above you. And now bring your palms to your chest, bringing that energy in and pressing it up and into your chest, lifting your chest, pulling your shoulders back, not down, just back. Taking a deep inhalation, and we're going to Ong, O-N-G, 3 times. So that's O-N-G, pressing the tongue on the upper palate, on the G, on the O, and whatever you, after the O. So take a deep inhalation. Om. You can feel the vibration of your own projection going right into the center of your brain, to your pituitary and pineal glands, decalcifying them. It's your hormone balancing glands that really help you be balanced in the world and help you open up that third eye focus, helping you be more in alignment with your personal self rather than everyone else. Just being you, being settled, and feeling that vibration settle you. So let's do it 2 more times. Om. Lifting your chest, keeping your chest upward, bow your head towards your chest. I bow to the rishis, yogis, and yoginis who came before us. With their guidance and grace, let us begin this practice. Slowly lift your head with a soft gaze, opening your eyes. Placing the backs of your hands on the top of your thighs to lift your chest a little more. Deep inhalation and exhale. Now we're gonna come to hands and knees. I've been very sore from traveling lately. My back is just really in pain. My teacher would say, enjoy getting old, the feelings of getting old. I don't know if it's that. I've just been having so much fun, I can't keep up, and I haven't been able to go to yoga class. So, I just reversed my hands, and this is incredibly, hard to do. If you use your phone a lot, you have text thumb, so your thumb is gonna hurt. But it's just a really good exercise for your wrists. And then try to bend your elbows towards you a little bit. Okay, now put your hands back to the way they were in the beginning. Always a slight outward rotation so that you get that outward rotation of your shoulders, so that you can feel the shoulder blades on your back body. And when you go down, feeling the shoulder blades engaging on your back body, so that you're not up, but you're down in the engagement of your shoulder blades. Feeling that to lift your spine up, curling it up like a rainbow. And with your exhalation, lowering it down and lifting your head. And all rotation begins in the pelvis. So start moving your pelvis initially. And now pelvis moving out to lift your head slightly. And feeling the shoulder blades on your back again. Really working those muscles. Gently and slowly. Just getting some mobility to warm up the spine. Now, let's go under. This is my teacher. He does this all the time. So press the side of your face on the floor. It's actually the side of your head. Your face doesn't actually touch the floor. But your arm is down on the floor and you can really feel the gentle twist in your spine. So press into that gentle twist with that hand on the floor. And breathe into it. And now with the next inhalation, come back to all fours. With the next exhalation, do the reverse hand through. And again, feeling the head pushing on the floor to get that rotation in your spine. 3 breaths here. Really feeling that rotation in your spine to warm it up gently. And coming back onto all fours. Once again, turn your palms inward. And do a gentle bending of the elbows to get a little bit deeper stretch. Yes, it's very intense on that thumb area for me. I'm on my phone way too much. Now I can teach you all these gentle wrist stretches because, ouch. Okay, so one of them that I love, bringing your wrists together and keeping them together this whole time as you roll them around, gently keeping the wrists together. Feel that stretch. Nice and slow. Now let's go the opposite direction. Do you guys really care if I have my hair done and my makeup done? Should I wear my hair extensions and a lot of makeup? I don't feel like that represents yoga very well at all. But, it gets a lot of followers and a lot of people like it. It just seems so fake to me. I'd rather just be real and not have as many followers. It's not really what matters. So, If your wrists are still sore, like mine are, let's do one more wrist stretch, okay? So feel your shoulder blades on your back body by engaging them, pulling them back onto your back, not down, just back. Going down shortens the side body, which causes other issues. So straight back, and then while the shoulder blades are back and on the back body, it feels weird, but you can continue to do it. Inhale as you rotate your palms towards each other, crossing your hands, interlacing the fingers. Taking a deep inhalation as you slowly start to turn your palms out. It can be really intense at this point, like that, and just go as far as you can. You know, I used to go a lot further. This is pretty far, actually. Don't strain yourself and don't stretch beyond your ability. That doesn't help you. That doesn't make you better at it. It's just going to cause injury. Your attachment points are where a lot of the stress can be coming from. So this just helps, but it doesn't necessarily solve the problem. Okay, so now we're going to interlace and go the opposite way and interlace. So what I do is I rub the attachment points. I put some kind of like rubbing cream for massaging. I actually love the CBD rub I have. And I put it on my attachment points of my wrist where the tendons attach themselves. So like right here, I put a lot of it and I just rub gently. And I release a lot of the tension that way. Okay, so those are some gentle wrist stretches. So now let's come into a downward facing dog. And how do you space yourself for down dog? Well, the spacing for plank and down dog should be the same. You can walk your feet in down dog and feel them flat on the floor when you do that. This is okay to do, it's different. Feeling the flesh of the foot really pressing into the floor as you come into a shorter down dog to lengthen the back of your hamstrings. And really press into the floor with your shoulder blades. And now walk your feet a little bit back so that your heels are up off the floor unless you're super flexible in your calves, which I am not. Anyone who ever wore high heels probably is not. And this is really relieving for my spine for me. Just doing this and really pressing. Now, one of the tricks my teacher recently taught me that I absolutely adore is warming up the shoulder blades with this. It's a down dog push-up. Really engaging the shoulder blades on the back body as you do this. I absolutely love this. It feels so good on my spine. Only do one if you can. I've been doing this a while, so I can probably do a lot more than most people, unless you're a regular yogi. Feels really good on my spine. And now go ahead and step your right leg forward. And your back leg on the floor or mat. This is Anjalayasana or kneeling lunge. And this one is the one pose where you can have your knee go beyond your ankle. Because it's not weight bearing, it's not going to hurt anything. Bringing your arms into a cactus arm to feel the shoulder blades on the back. Feeling the shoulder blades on your back and strengthening them is really, really important. Doing this before you can feel the shoulder blades engaging on your back body is useless. It's really hard to do correctly. It takes a lot of practice. So I just say, just do the cactus arms and really feel the shoulder blades on your back body first for a long time. I mean, I'm talking like a couple of years. Just do it this way. And now push yourself back to step out of it, back into downward facing dog. Transitions are everything. They're just as important as the pose, if not more important. Most injuries occur during transition. And now step your left foot forward and bring your right knee to the floor. And come a little bit further forward if you need to get that depth in the calf there. This is really good for those of you that couldn't reach the floor with your heels in down dog because it stretches the back of the calf. So really feel this here in your hips. Make sure that they're level. Bring your cactus arms back up. Breathe into your chest, feeling the shoulder blades on your back body. You don't have to do anything to engage those shoulder blades and work them. Just doing this is good to practice and build that strength. One more breath, so we get 5 full breaths in this pose. And press back into downward facing dog again. Now let's come into plank. You can bring your knees to the floor, right where you were, okay, in plank, and then just bring your knees to the floor so that you still get a lot of your body weight in your arms. And now come into Chaturanga, 4-limb staff pose. And then bring your pelvis to the floor. And then push through with your hands on the floor as though you're pulling your chest through your arms, pulling your arms back to lift your chest so that your chest is above, further forward than your shoulders. And press back up into downward facing dog. Now let's come into a gentle child's pose and open our lower backs. Now I like to do an engaged child's pose so that I tent my fingers up and I feel the shoulder blades on my back body as I do this. Engaging the shoulder blades on the back body as I do this. Coming back up. And now let's do another front facing pose. Now I want you to rotate your feet at the ankles. Just sit back and just rotate. Do 5 circles each direction, at least 5. If they click a lot, do 10. This can really help the mobility so that you don't twist your ankles and stuff. You just need the mobility. I mean, even though I do all this yoga, I've still twisted my ankle. Tiny little ankles. So my ankle exercises are, let's do some. So balance on one foot and you can just start this way, okay? Balancing on one foot with the other foot on the floor. You don't even need a block to do this, but you can feel that foot working, right? And if it doesn't do anything, then you can just go out further, depending on where you are and what your level is. You could feel the strengthening of your foot and your ankle. One more breath. Now, bend the other leg and press the other foot on the floor. This one's stronger than the other one. It's so interesting how in your body, it's like each side is a different body with different strengths. One more breath. Now, let's do a little core work. If you can't sit up without, like if you can't sit up with your lower back pushing inward, then put your hands on the floor and do it that way until you can keep your spine. So I don't want your spine out like that. I don't want you rounding. I want you the opposite, so that your lower spine is curving the correct form that it's supposed to have. And if you can't do that with your arms off the floor, then keep your hands on the floor. And just see how you do it with your hands on the floor. I can do it without my hands, so do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can do it without your hands, then I want you to bring your block and do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and do as many as you can, up to 100. Have a nice looking core. 6-pack abs come from the core, not from your stomach. Okay, I'm done. I need water. I was sick like 2 weeks ago. My throat still is irritated. So I'm going to stop now because talking hurts. But we got some good exercise in. Keep doing those if you want to work your core some more. Plank is also an amazing way to work your core. Sit up on your block. We're going to close out. Oh, let's do a little Shavasana. Okay, so just lay back. Press your shoulder blades on the floor so that that arch in your lower spine is there like a little rainbow. Your pelvis is on the floor, your seat bones, right? And then the lower back is off the floor, and then your shoulder blades are on the floor. Take a nice deep inhalation and sigh out loud. Ah, let everything go. One more time loud this time. Ah, let it all go. Soften in the jaw. Soften in the hands. Allow your tongue to recede into the back of the throat. Allow the eyeballs to recede into the back of the skull. Soften. Let go. Begin to wiggle your hands and your feet. Stretch. And turn over onto your right side to keep your nerves settled. Using your left hand on the floor. With an inhalation, push up with the exhalation. And then slowly come back to a seated position. And sit up on your block again. Close your eyes. Bring the the palms to the center of your chest, lifting your chest. Taking a deep inhalation, we're going to close out with one Om. I bow to the rishis, yogis, and yoginis who came before us. With their guidance and grace, let us end this practice. Place the back of the palms on the tops of the thighs. Namaste.